Welcome to the Elder Observation. I'm your host, Pharaoh Ellerton, and this is a new series I'm putting together where I'll be interviewing older people across the nation and across the world so that their stories and their ideas and their beliefs and their experiences can be documented for future generations. In this first episode, I went to visit some relatives for a little get-together, and I decided to take my camera and take advantage of the opportunity of being around a lot of older people. So I waited for the opportunity. People were enjoying themselves, eating, having a good time. And I waited for the opportunity to pull a few people to the side to ask them a couple of questions, to capture their thoughts, to get a little history from them. And it was a great experience to watch people think back through their childhood and through their life and pull up some of their experiences. And even some children got involved in this here episode. So I hope you enjoy it. Relax, gather the family around, and make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can catch all the episodes of this new wonderful series that I'm putting together. I hope you enjoy, okay?
My early experience with racism was back when I went to Tilden High School back in, I think it was 1978, when we had to march to school, you know, and we had to march the whole Inglewood, the back of the yard, we all had to march to school. And, you know, going to school, you know, we looking at white people's calling us out our names, you know, and, you know, just being disrespectful, you know, and that was my earliest year dealing with racism, you know, but through my life, I've also experienced racism, you know, on the jobs, you know, at the stores, you know. It's something ain't gonna never just die out. It's gonna always continue, even when I'm gone, even when my kids gone, you know, it is what it is.
My first earliest experience with racism is with the Ku Klux Klan marching through my neighborhood in Inglewood on 67 and Marquette. I had several relatives that came over that had weapons for protection. This was time for us to recognize that all the racism were so close to us as youth. It was a very ugly experience. These things I experienced at a young age were nothing nice. There were European with shotguns and rifles and weapons that they shouldn't have been around us, showing us these type of environment that we couldn't go into Marquette Park, which if you look at your history, where Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King said this was the worst experience of his life going through Marquette Park.
It has to be, I was 13, I'm 52 now. I come from Inglewood. I marched with Reverend Jackson from 64th and Ashland. He had a new and used furniture store. We marched to Marquette Park. Like Dr. Martin Luther King said, he came to Chicago and it was more racist in Chicago than it was in Mississippi. So what do that tell you? The police are the biggest gang to me because a lot of them became police because people picked on them. They putting the guns back on the street. That's why these guys keep getting killed. You know, racism it'll never end. Our great grandparents were slaves. We still are slaves. Having nothing changed. They saying it changed, but it haven't.
Black and white toilets, black and white toilets, black and white water fountains. Everything was black and white. Everything was segregated. So segregation was the first experience I had with racism. You know.
Well, I was living on 1219 East 65th Street. We had to fight to get to our school. And hey, sometimes we made it, sometimes we didn't. But you know, hey, so what you want me to say? I mean, it was disciples on one side, black stones on the other side. No, I'm not saying nothing against anyone, but hey, that's the way it was. Because we went to Dumas and Wadsworth right down the street, but we couldn't go to Wadsworth. So we had to go to Dumas, you know, but we had to cross Woodlawn. You know, it was a church right here. And also it was, you know, we had to get past Minerva. And Minerva was, you know, hey, that was out of zone. When we crossed Woodlawn, it is what it is.
The earliest was around 2013 at a Walmart I worked at, and I'm working customer service, refunding things. This one young lady came, wanted to refund this stuff, and you know, she couldn't get the money back. And the first thing she asked me, what's your name? And I said, Teja. And she said to me, oh, just like black people giving their kids crazy names. And I walked away. I instantly got emotional. I walked away. My manager heard it, and I went and cried. I came back, okay, you have to get this together. Don't fight the lady. But some people aren't brought up like that. They're still in that day of age where you think it's okay.
I think when I was in 5th grade and some white boy would keep saying the N-word over and over. I was telling him, why you keep saying it, that's racist and stuff like that. But it was like taking it overboard. Other than that, nothing else.
Okay, the school I go to got a bunch of white people, but it got some black people. But the white people act like we wrong sometimes, so they don't like to be around us, I guess. And they just stay in their own little crowd. They don't mess with black people, I guess. They make me feel like they act like all black people is wrong. But I feel like black people should act like, put a better example on the rest of the black people, because they think all black people is bad and we not.
Well, I went to a white school, and it's like either the white people try to fit in with the black people, and it's like when white people try to fit in with black people, it make us look bad because black people is known for crime scenes a lot and violence. And what we show is like what people recognize us by.
Born in Mississippi in 1953. So you could just about imagine what was going on there. It was it was a lot of racism, everything else going on there. In the middle of a civil rights movement, everything else, you know. So I was born in it. Yeah, no, you know, it wasn't. At that time, you know, I can imagine what they thought it was to integrate, but to me, that was the worst mistake you ever could have made. But that's just my opinion. My opinion. Then you can look at integration, you can look at segregation, man. It depends on where it was. Uh, in the South, you know that wasn't a good idea at the time because of what was going on. And then you can look up north. And then integration wasn't the best thing in the world either. You know, it was just, like you say, man, it was just racist. It was just racism. You know, I was born in Mississippi. And we picked cotton and everything else, so I experienced it. Just like I told you, I drank out of a fountain where they had white and black. But you know what? It's a thing we all go through to make a difference. We fought through it, and we won. So we overcame something, and we got a long ways to overcome another. And we will overcome it, you know. And that's just the way it is. And we came through 400 years of it. And it's gonna take a while to get through it. That's the way I look at it. But we have put a hell of a dent in it. And it's taking too long. It's time. It's time for it to end. It's time for it to end. You take people that have gone through and sacrificed life for freedom. Man, and you still haven't gotten there. Them people gave me a Bronze Star, a Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry. Don't mean nothing. You still haven't gotten there. So when they started with segregation and everything else, you know, racism, all that came into play. And then you looked at the war, you looked at the civil rights movement and everything else. You know, we took one of our greatest champions of all the time. You stripped him because of his crown. No, that was his crown, but you stripped him because of racism. So you know racism, it played a part. It played a part in the United States. It played a part during the war. And then, you know, I was part of the Vietnam War. And it played a part in that. And I believe that was one of the things that helped overcame it. Because back home, we were fighting for one thing. Over there, we were fighting for another. So it came to be. So, you know, so glory be. It took its toll. You know. So I'm just here to tell you, it was just, you know, God will, He'll make a way.
Well, growing up in Chicago, you know, I was born on the west side in front of Cook County Hospital. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Growing up in Chicago, it was good in the area that I grew up in. It was good. Went to Bessie Ross School. It was good, but it was in 74 when I experienced, you know, the gangs and everything else, you know. Other than that, Other than that, it was good. You know, it was good.
Up in Chicago, when we moved on the 65th and Justine, it was white people on both sides. The white kids used to swim in their swimming pool. We didn't have one. We couldn't go in the yard. So that's how it was. My granddaddy was 25 years old and grandmother, part Irish, part Creole. When they had one darker child, they had to move from Mississippi. But what did that tell you? It's been racism all the time. My grandmother used to always tell me never run from the police because they would shoot you in the back. That's how I always look at it. You know, and I haven't had it too bad, you know, like other people. We had a house. Granddaddy bought a house for $23,000, and they were telling how much the house was worth back then. But he was like, he almost looked like he was white. So it really, we didn't really have it too tough unless we went to school in different places. But the neighborhood won't never change because it's always going to be racism, no matter what.
I'm the seventh child of 8 kids, you know. So, I mean, what you want me to tell you? You know, I had 7 girls in front of me. I could jump double dutch, hopscotch, or whatever, you know. You know, cause hey, I couldn't go nowhere until Mama got home. You know, my brother went to Vietnam and everything, so it was just like that. If the boys did come down the alley, I couldn't go out there, you know, till Mom got home.
My earliest experience, what I remember was 3833 South Langley, apartment 504. I stayed in the projects and it was real hectic. Where we played all the time, there was no violence. My father used to have a hot dog truck with hot dogs, Polishes, chips, and I remember that us playing while he's selling stuff. It was love. It was love back then. I was probably 6 or 7, and that was my best experience.
My advice to the young brothers and sisters that, you know, just do you. You know what I mean? Just say no. You know what I mean? My advice to them is that you can do bad by yourself. You know what I mean? Stay in school. You know, don't follow nobody. Be your own leader. You know, that's my advice. Be your own leader. You know, do what you want to do. If you know it's not right and they ask you to do it and you know it's wrong, don't do it. Do what's right. As long as you do right, right gonna come to you. But when you go following up behind somebody and they calling you chicken or you scared and you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, them ain't your friends. Your friends the ones gonna tell you what's right, to do right. You know, and I mean, and grow up you know, seeking God, regardless of it's Islam, regardless of Christianity or whatever. Seek God, you know. Just seek that, you know. Seek that first, you know what I mean. But just, you know, when you're around kids that's telling you to do negative and you know it's wrong, but you want that peer pressure, don't let that be a part of your life. Get rid of that. They're not your friends.
Life is nothing but choices that you make. Talking to the youth right now, you can not listen to mama, not listen to daddy, not listen to the coach, not listen to anybody that have authority to make you or advise you to make the right choices. If you choose to make the wrong choices in life, it's easier to get into trouble, but it's almost impossible to get out of that. So take heed to what your parents are saying to you. Take heed to your coach. Sometimes some people don't have parents to give them the wisest advice. but make the right decision. You look deep down inside of yourself, and make the right decision not to go along with Joe, Larry, or whoever, and look at the ones that's making it in life. Try to follow them. That's what you really need to do. If you don't, it's kind of hard to get out of that trouble. From our personal experience, I've made some wrong decisions, and 30 years later, I'm still being judged on that. 30 years later, I'm still making these wrong decisions. 30 years later, I'm not making the wrong decisions, but they're judging me on the decisions I made 30 years ago. So, racism is only one part of it. Decisions is the major part of it. You're going to face some obstacles where it's going to be kind of tough, but you can make it if you follow the right people.
Well, actually, with that, I'll just say, all the values that's going on, I really think we just got to go back to old school. Whoop your kid's butt, because when we was coming up, we used to get whooped with everything that was whooped, it was available. So, hey, just like now, man, hey, that's not good. It's not good for no one. Everyone you see behind me, this is history right here, because hey, these are my great nieces. Because hey, we used to get whooped with everything that was available for us. And there was a problem. Hey, sometimes we had a problem just going up to 63rd and just paying the light bill. You remember when we had to go get the light bulbs?
The best advice I have, stop. Just think to yourself, why am I doing this? Why would I want to do this? What is the reaction of if I do it? There's too much going on. These babies is getting killed, little babies. Ain't even they place to be there, but y'all coming to shoot and y'all don't even know who y'all hitting. Even if y'all do, us black people have to get it together. Together. When I say I love all my black men, and what I'm working on right now today is to get y'all together. Let it go. It's not worth it. We losing kids, mamas. So what are we going to do then if y'all still shooting each other? Our race is going to be gone.
The police need to stop putting the guns back on the street, and the young people will stop killing each other, or take all the guns. Why would they take some of the guns, and then some of the guns that they have took wind up back on the street? Something ain't right. They need to redo the whole police force, redo the whole system in Illinois, because it's not right. Because a lot of these kids, half of the people, I done been to the penitentiary, over half of the people that's in the penitentiary shouldn't even be there because they get railroaded.
A lot of people are getting killed and babies, and we should let them live the rest of their life. We should let them keep going and growing up to see what the experience is going to be like. And we should let mamas stay alive to keep their kids good and raised and go to school. And I think that all of us black people should stop killing kids and mamas and daddies. It's hard for all the people that's dying and losing their life to people that's killing each other.
Some black people need to live, but everybody needs to live because other black folks some people be killing kids, and they should not, because they're being wrong. They should help them, not kill them, because they need more life to learn, get more stuff, having fun, and kids should really know to watch out if people try to kill you. And some people might try to kill you because some people don't like you. Well, you should try to be good, and other black people should try not to kill at all.
They should respect their parents and do what they say. And stay in school and don't worry about no boys.
Don't be afraid to meet new people. Don't fit in with the crowd. If you, just be unique. And if you be yourself, then somebody recognize you for being you, and you'll make friends easily. Stay in school, stay young as you can, and try new things.
Well, don't listen to rappers about drugs. Stay out of fights, but if somebody hits you, just go tell a teacher or something like that. But if they keep egging you on, I'm sorry, but you have to fight them. Stay in school and get your grades up so you can be where you want to be. And if you want to be that person, just work in more what you want to do for that. If you want your dreams to come true, you have to work hard and harder and harder. No matter how much you fail, just keep working. No matter how much life goes you down, just keep working.
So we just keep on trying. We'll get there. As long as my little black kids, or my little black nephews and nieces said what they said today, that's all it takes. We'll get there.
I want to thank everyone that participated and that took time away from their enjoyment and their family celebration to do this. Their information is valuable. I found some of the statements made by the children to be sad and some to be uplifting. But there's a lot more to come, so make sure you stay tuned. Look out for these episodes. And everyone out there, take care of your health because health is wealth. So take care of yourself.